the Enlightenment Chasers. Here we are again, another day. It's Friday, and this day, I could not miss it to bring this reflection to us. Royalties of Peace. We are still in the storms, back to peace that has no storm, holding on to perfect peace. While we are on this journey to perfect peace, let our surrounding not be our weaknesses. Anxiousness may show up, but should not delay, should not become a roadblock in our way. Today is March 14th, 2025, marking the White Day that started in Japan, and grateful of the Hindu and Buddhism. Religion. Grateful for all the religion expressing themselves, thinking out loud, testifying of enlightenment, their end goal. In all cultures and all groups is a final destination, perfection of knowing it all in truth and perfect peace of the mind. Battlefield free we seek should not be contradicted to making battlefields with our tools that we have to achieve the battlefield free of the mind, of none left behind, understanding the water cycle is not supposed to be our keeping or our tradition, but must reach the reasoning of ascending, no more descending, of no more colliding of particles, but all particles free the gaseous state from the solid liquid state. We have learned all this in all sorts of education departments, science, arts, behavioral science, and all that we know of. Why? Day. Valentine's Day was February 14. March 14 is White Love Day, the day of unity, the day of reaching enlightenment perfect. When the February 14 is individually reaching perfection of self, let March be our universal one, acknowledging the spring season, the sprouting of our one is evergreen, our eternity we must reach. Therefore, when we are watching news, Enlightenment Chasers. This is our episode 27, when marriage freely fine. Let us be wide in the mind when watching the news. For we are the light to all of our darknesses. We are the ones to heal our brothers of knowledge deficits, and they also looking after us. For no one is perfect, but we must all become perfect. This is the Women History Month, and we know all what that means. If it is White Love Day and Women History Month, it tells us that the women are the problem and the medicine is March 14, the white love. The need for women to come to their senses and take the appeal of March 14, which is resuscitating from the complicated love of making more of the initial step when we are already entering the destination and final step. We cannot leave behind when we are going up. The cry of a woman for equality must be of their practice. Let us show our actions with our words. What is going on right now should rather be women out there begging for peace. When bell needs not the belly, it takes prophesying the fullness of the mind. Waiting for a solemn day for the final decision from the government on the shutdown was today. And finally, we had a response of no shutdown. Yay! Votes came in and it favored us. 6 months of the government staying open. Until after 6 months, will there be another vote? But what does that mean to us, the people? The veterans march past this 14th today to support against the cuts happening in the government. Their march past in DC should really come to our hearing. Do we really have to make children for them to stand begging for money? When we make the children, we don't make money. It is the rich people's fault of making money the god of the world. But we made these rich people. The women made these rich people. These people didn't come from space. They are not aliens. They are born by women. And when we women are watching them, we should be asking ourselves some questions. How can we really resolve this from the core? Yes, we have so many outbursts of problems, but keep on drying the water from the leak on the floor is never enough. We must be able to take care of the leak, or it only becomes worse. Yes, the United States of America has really been in a comfort zone with the Constitution for almost 250 years now and not understanding their purpose. Is it because of so many immigrants coming in and being a roadblock in their way to come to their senses? Is it so much cultural shock entering that is disrupting their enlightenment of expected? Enlightenment chasers. Coming to educate is not to deprive. Coming to self educate is not to deprive. We are not exchanging ashes for beauty. We are rather reversing our ashes to beauty. And we are supposed to be double beauty, not trying to become beauty and those that were of light becoming of ashes, of darkness. Where did we fall short? The United States of America is trying to renovate. The hard flush that is going on should be really fulfilled for the sake of the young generation that will wipe the shame off our face. I am ashamed of coming in complicatedly and realizing my fault now. I'm beginning to turn around. It is not all Americans that you follow. There are specific Americans that you follow. Some might have fallen on the way, needing to restore, and following them can even make them more depressed or even more encouraged to keep their complicated. When coming to the United States of America, it feels like coming to a wide world where there is no weakness. And even if you have to know the weaknesses, you will not expect some strangeness that will come to your experience. Being disciplined and honored, but a cultural shock even to your own culture. Testifying even our own cultures have been brainwashing self for a long time, trying to pamper the idea of having children has really caused confusion all over the world. And we are not ready for a third world war after His Excellency Roosevelt enabled a peace treaty and bringing in the United Nations into existence, working for a glory that cannot be broken. Why should good lose when bad can only be fixed? It is time we repair and not destroy. None can be lost. When we say they are ripping us out, we are only saying we are ripping ourselves off. A nice way to comfort ourselves and recover. Acknowledging even if we are weak, those that are strong should be able to encourage us to stand, but only realizing they themselves were also ripping themselves off. Ripping off against ripping off is what is going on right now. Talking about the, the tariffs increase is just testimony that we are all ripping at it ourselves. And this comes with increase of population. His Excellency says we are being ripped off. Should not prevent us to use our heads to sort out how possible we can save each other from our weaknesses. Even Pope Francis' health reflects not his identity, but rather what we, the people, are going through. He's like a thermometer placed in our universal mouth. It says that he is resting, but he is on a high flow oxygen and non invasive mechanical ventilation at night. He's on high flow oxygen during the day and on non invasive mechanical ventilation at night, meaning we are increasing of knowledge of the mind while working on our outside of the mind, which is the inside of the body and outside of the body. A figure of speech we don't even need. When of self, we can realize our knowledge deficit and seek knowledge of perfection with the education that we have. Dismantling the Department of Education should already tell us, the student, we need to really be real. When we learn, we have to put exactly what is being taught. so that people don't come out of education and try to mess up the Department of Education. We are trying to become better and not trying to disrupt what the ancestors had already placed intact. Yes, they were not perfect, but there were things placed intact that we need to be able to maintain and understand the constitution of what it is for, to reach enlightenment, not to build a nation or build a world that will last forever. We are ascending and not descending, and must ascend of perfection. Let us be that generation that will bring healing to all of our existence, starting with humanity, with greater knowledge and greater ability. We are able. This 6 months is us to work on ourselves individually, to affect our universal that is presenting before us. The struggle of our government started with us individually, and it takes us individually working on each other. I'm glad those that were fired were rehired. But what does that mean? It doesn't mean that we won, but rather an awakeness, an awakening moment for us of the things we do are firing us inside. We must be doing right work and not need a detector at the end. Let us work on ourselves so that laissez-faire can be what we deserve of being right in the mind and need not someone to stand up to judge us tomorrow. Have we been doing fine? No. Even if we have been doing fine, having children? No, we have not been doing fine. If you're doing fine at work, then your child is suffering. Calling that into attention should help us to design the expected for the young, the right America with the right heart, the USA, so that all the nations in America can become one. Canada would join in a heartbeat without a complaint. Canada does not despise the United States of America, neither does Mexico even despise the United States of America. But our multiplying is really endangering our recovery of expected, starting from the natives to us today. The supposed America of 250 years after the coming in of the Enlightenment Chasers of greater, of outbursting intelligence should not be a crumbling now. Let peace still the storm back to peace that has no storm, holding on to perfect peace. Thank you.